Full trigger. Woo, that thing was rolling. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. Got the insane UL-19 build on the block. Today we're going to be buttoning this boat up. I'm going to walk you guys around, in and out the boat, everything I've done. Okay, we actually got to make one little part. I'll make it real quick. It's actually a hard water cooling line retainer that I'm going to make out of a carbon fiber panel that I laid up the other day. It's real thin. It should be perfect for that. Okay, we got to make that. Like I said, I'm going to walk you through the boat. We're going to go over some prop choices I'm going to use on the boat. To start off with, battery choices, how I'm going to put my batteries in my boat. And I'm actually going to walk you guys through like what I call my terminal box. It's got all my like high wear items, what I keep around, things you need that you necessarily don't think you need or have. So I'm going to walk you guys through that as well. Okay, it's kind of going to be a busy little video, but we're going to finish this thing up because I want to get it out in the water. So stick around, you guys. Big B, with Ironclad RC. Jeez, where do I freaking start at? Jeez, I got a lot of stuff going on planned in the video. So I'll go over the setup here in just a second. Let's actually make that retainer for our water cooling line. Okay, we'll go ahead and get that out the way. You can make this style retainer for soft lines if you want to organize your cooling run. You know, you can cut out a piece of carbon fiber and use it for soft lines, silicone lines as well. But we're going to use it for the hard lines so they're not flopping around in the boat. And I've got it scribed onto my panel. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and drill. I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole right here, and then I'm going to use this stepped bit so I get the hole like a perfect circle, because I actually want my cooling lines to like clip into it. All right, and then I think I can cut this with freaking scissors, you guys. I really do. So let's go ahead and get a hole drilled. Yep. All right, let's see if it cuts with scissors. Oh, nice. It cuts with scissors. It's super thin. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Boom. All right, pretty simple. Pretty freaking simple. Okay. This carbon fiber is extremely thin. It's 0.6 millimeters thick, 2 layers of cloth. All right, it went really light with the resin. Okay, really light with the resin. You could tell, you know, the top side, this is the side that was on the glass, came out nice and shiny. And then this side right here, you know, it's not shiny. You could tell I went light with the epoxy, just like you could tell I went light with it in the boat. You could feel the ridges. You can't see the epoxy pulled up. You know, you see epoxy pulled up, or when you're laying out carbon fiber, you don't want like a shiny top, you know, where you can see pools of epoxy. You want it to be kind of dull. You know that you got a nice layup. You know, it's going to be hard. And so this is going to be perfect, you guys. So we're just going to use some Bob Smith Industries 30-minute. I've actually got I got some old stuff I need to use up first, but that's what we're going to use to attach it. And probably won't show you guys. I actually just roughed up the area with this homemade sander I used to get it in the tight places. Okay, it's going to be mounted right there. And I made it so I can clip my tubes in. Okay, they actually clip in and out. All right. You could also make these for wires. You know, make real small ones. Like I ran my receiver on the underside of the deck. You know, it's upside down. You guys see that? All right, just velcroed it on there. You can use this to consolidate wires under the hull as well. So I'm basically just going to use this little bit of carbon fiber in here just to kind of dress it up a little bit and give it a little bit of strength, you know. Oh, probably shouldn't have done that. Jeez. Oh well, too late now. I'm not mixing up no freaking more. Why do I make things so damn hard? Why do I make stuff so freaking hard? Jeez! Oh, I could have just put a little bit of epoxy on there, been freaking done with it, but not Big B. Hell no. Not Big freaking B. So I got the SMC 9550C battery on my cooling lines to kind of hold everything in place. Okay, by the way, he actually has these batteries available now. The 9550C 6S packs, SMC has them on his website, and they're on sale right now. So go check that out. I put a link in the description. We're going to let that cure out, then I'll go over the boat. Let's go ahead and go over all this terminal hardware, I guess, you know, maintenance stuff that you might need if you're an RC boater. This is all stuff that you're going to need at some point or another. Okay, this is kind of a bonus for you guys. I got my box of couplers. Okay, I wouldn't have all these gold ones if it wasn't for Brandon, so thank you, brother. All my common sizes, 5 to 0.150, 5 to 0.187, 3.17 to all the corresponding cable sizes, odd sizes, and you definitely need this. If you got several boats, you got several different motors you're trying to run on your boat, small boats, you definitely need a bunch of different couplers. Okay, when I get servos, I usually keep all my servo arms, servo parts. These little things right here actually come in handy quite a bit. So do those little wood screws for odd and end mounting applications. You know what I'm saying? These things right here actually come in handy. I've cut those in half and use them for dampeners for different things. So you're probably gonna need that. Easy connectors. You know, I actually keep these square push rod locks. Those come in handy quite a bit. The regular push rod, you know, connectors, easy connectors. I got a couple different sizes. Then we have our blind nuts, which come in handy for like hatch mounting and servo. Like I could have used those blind nuts on my servo mount right here. All right, epoxied onto the mount itself. Those come in handy. All right, so that's that box. And this is my baby. This is all the terminal hardware, you know, that I use. Okay, so these are just like beautification rings. You know, they basically go on a strut just to kind of, I'm not even sure what those are called, but I keep them. I don't use them a whole lot. A lot of times they come with hardware and I don't use them, so I just hold on to them. I got my hatch locks. Okay, I showed you guys in the previous video, hardware store hatch locks and then the spring-loaded hatch lock. Breakaway screws, those come in handy quite a bit. These are bellows. You know, these things actually will get holes in them. Actually, that one right there has got a darn hole in it, brand new. But those come in handy for building boats and replacement parts. Okay, I've actually always have like a couple clasps for servo hookups. Okay, ball rod ends, captured ball rod ends. This little thing right here, this is where all my spacers are. I've got if I cut like a brass tube short, I have a little short piece, I'll throw it in this pile. I've actually got a bunch of little O-rings in here, aluminum spacers, brass spacers, plastic spacers. If I need to set a rudder or a strut or something off the transom, that comes in handy. Or you're trying to mount something off the deck of a boat, it also comes handy in that aspect as well. A couple of T-fittings. You know, this is all my through holes, my through hole exits. I like these, but I'd rather use this method right here, the tube run through the hole with the brass tube. Isn't that crazy? And I got plenty of these things to use, but I prefer it this way. Okay, actually got the little barbs for my through holes, you know, right here. All right, I don't always use them. If I want to run an extra cooling run, these things come in handy. You know, if I want to run an external cooling pickup, I have a couple of these made up. You can buy these from Offshore Electrics, and Oxidean Marine sells these as well. I think Oxidean sells these WASP fittings. Also, this is a through hole pickup, which I've been contemplating installing that on my Velez. I'm still thinking about it. I got a couple of long like barbs and hose nipples, ESC nipples, cooling fins right here. Got a cooling plate that I stole out of an old ESC. You know, these are sleeve bearings. These actually go inside a strut. Okay, they go in a strut. and that's what your shaft rides on. Okay, this is a high wear item. You can replace these. I bought these for my UL-19 and Velez strut. I took it all apart. I pulled the bushings out. They don't fit in this, so I've actually got a Speedmaster bushing coming for the UL-19. I got a new cool stuffing tube. I'm going to run a Speedmaster style bushing. I'm going to modify this strut to run a Speedmaster style bushing. Okay, that's going to be coming up. I got the parts coming for it. I always keep drive dogs on hand. Okay, I got 1/8, 3/16, 4mm, and I got a 1/2 inch somewhere, or 1/4 inch, I guess. But those break. You know, I've broke them. I've split them in half. The grub screws wear out on them. You know, the threads. So it's nice to have a couple of those around. I always keep 1/8, 3/16, 4mm nuts. You know, those are good putting your props on. Okay, always keep those. Teflon thrust washers. I've got 1/8, 4mm, and 3/16. Okay, I actually need to replenish my supply. I've got a couple odd and end brackets, turn fin brackets. I've got a bunch more brackets laying around. This strut right here, that bearing, sleeve bearing, will fit in there, and I actually need to do that. It goes on one of my riggers. Okay, these are Speedmaster style bushings, and well, this right here is a Proboat bushing, but I always keep those around in case I need a build. I got a couple struts that I could use those with. I keep my shafts, like if I'll break a cable like close to the shaft, I'll heat this up, pull the cable out, and hold on to the shaft. The shafts are still good. I also get these, like this is a 0.150 board, 3/16 step down to an 1/8. Okay, takes the 150 cable. I've got an 1/8 right here. Okay, and then I've got, that's a Proboat one, but those are good to have. If you break a cable, you can make your own cable up. Okay, these are new nuts and bolts. I got a set of trim tabs here. You know, got to have your 3 and 4mm screws. So that's kind of my terminal box. You know, this is like a must. You got to have, if you're just running RC boats, you need thrust washers, you need an extra drive dog, you need extra nuts for your prop, and you know, if you want to run coolant and stuff, a lot of this stuff comes in handy. Those bellows, like I said, they break, and you definitely need breakaway bolts for your rudder so it kicks back. Okay, done. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you guys through the whole build. All right, the video is probably long by now, but I figured that hardware, you know, showing you guys all the hardware and stuff, I figured that might help somebody out. Running the QS8s on this boat. Okay, 8mm connectors. At Castle XLX2 Hydra, game changer for the RC boat world. This ESC just come out this past year, and it's freaking boss. 106 mile an hour in my 42. The reason I hadn't taken the boat out yet is I'm waiting on my QS8s. I got 4 connectors coming for the SMC DV Extremes and HCL-HPs. Okay, I've already got the QS8s on the 8000s, but I'm waiting on those. They should be here with my drag boat order, okay, this week. Okay, so as soon as the QS8s come in, I'm gonna solder them up. We're taking this boat out. All right, so we got the XLX2. Okay, we got the Oxidean Marine 4082 big block. Okay, 2200 kV 6-pole motor. All right, she should get every damn thing she wants from that castle. Okay. All right, so I actually use dual lock, 10-pound dual lock Scotch dual lock Velcro. Okay, it's a hard Velcro that you know, it don't have a soft side. It locks in, it snaps in. So I just ran 1 strip on each side. Okay, the reason I ran 1 strip and only 1 strip on my batteries, I got it placed right so it like dead center on my batteries. I ran 1 because once this thing locks in, okay, it's actually pretty freaking hard to get out. So I just ran 1 so I can teeter tot the battery back and forth so it comes off. Okay, I'm actually going to use a piece of foam. This is like hard foam. Okay, and I'm going to actually cut it at an angle. I got some pieces I'm going to cut for this specifically, and we're going to basically jam that foam under the battery. Okay, this isn't the right piece, but I'm going to jam it in there, and that's going to keep my batteries in place. Okay, they're in there. All right, I probably don't even need the jam foam, but that jam foam is just going to basically go right up under the hatch. Okay, just like that. I need a thinner piece for the 8000, so I have to cut 2 different ones. But yeah, yes, that's what I'm doing with batteries. No battery tray. I figured this would actually distribute the weight in the boat. In a crash, it might help keep the boat alive, you know. So speaking of my hatch, actually, see right here, I actually sanded all the way down this hatch. Okay, I'm actually going to paint it blue, but it did have a lip right here. Actually, the lips on the sides were a little bit bigger, prevent me to get bigger batteries in the boat. So I sanded that lip off, and I sanded an angle under my top side, okay, so I can get my battery in, lighten the boat up a little bit, and that should be fine. I didn't take too much off. There's like a fine line on how much you should take off. You know, it's okay to modify your boat like this, okay? It's not going to fall apart on you, all right? For any particular setup, you might need to sand some. I actually did this on my Velas so I could fit bigger batteries in the boat, okay? I got hard lines, like you guys already seen. These are carbon fiber hard lines, 8mm outside diameter, 7mm inside diameter with 8mm extra large silicone cooling line. Got a blast pickup. I got a video on how I made this. Picks up the blast from the prop, shoots it through the cooling line into the motor, okay, using my rudder for the ESC. I may switch those out depending on which one cools best, which is the hottest, which is probably going to be the motor. You know what I'm saying? We got our little carbon fiber cooling tube mount. All right, like I said, you can use this for wires. You can mount it up under the top side of your hatch, consolidate wires, run soft lines through it. It's a cool little method, and you don't even need to use carbon fiber. You could use, hell, you could use a piece of birch. You could use fiberglass. It works. It all works the same. I went carbon fiber because it's really thin and light. Okay, when I first run this boat, I've been wanting to run this Oxidean 45.7 on this boat. 45.7 high rake from Oxidean. It's basically a 18-17 equivalent. Okay, we're gonna run that prop. I had never been able to run that prop without getting stuff hot in this boat, so hopefully it'll take it. Probably gonna run this 18-16. You know, you guys know I'm gonna try the 20-16. I got a 17-16 round here. We're gonna try 42 high rake. Oh yeah, these are the inner race from a bearing. All right, a 5mm bearing shaft, a motor bearing. They actually work good for prop spacers. You know, put it on after your prop and put your nut over it, and it actually works for an on-the-fly prop spacer. I always keep those. Little tip for you. Okay, that 45-19 Oxidean is boss on a UL-19. I'm not even joking, son. That 45-19 is awesome on a UL. Okay, we'll probably try that 45-6 too. So yeah, the carbon fiber servo mount, 20 kilogram DS servo, just cheap eBay servo. All right, made a nut plate, got all that. Got a video about that. I got my short turn fin on. I built this boat for speed runs. This is a homemade turn fin that I've got on here. Okay, I also got a Mad Lizard turn fin. Kind of did a light blueprint on my boat. I still got to finish that, but the boat's been running good. Okay, last thing I'll show you guys before I let you go. Okay, I actually sanded some down angle on my front winglet, hence the reason it's yellow now. Down angle on the front, up angle on the back. If you guys do this, be careful because this thing's hollow. You can only take so much out. I actually went through mine and I filled it up with fiberglass and epoxy. All right, so got 8mm bullets, okay, for the motor ESC connection, and a little short water jacket, which I want to actually change to a Hobby Star eventually. All right, so that's my build. Full carbon fiber inlay, seams are reinforced, and the only thing I want to do to this boat that I haven't done yet is fill the sponsons with pour foam. I gotta get some pour foam. That's my next project, and I'm actually going to be changing out this strut bearing to a Speedmaster bearing. Okay, hopefully it works. Hopefully I don't have to buy a new strut, but yeah, hopefully my build, hopefully my ideas I've been giving you guys lately, all my shop videos, hopefully it helps you guys out, man. Haven't taken a boat out in a while. You know, I've been in the shop working on my boats, trying to come up with new ideas for you guys, new methods of doing things, showing you guys how to do things, how to build boats. So hopefully it inspires you to build a boat or fix up the boat you have, you know. So we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I'll have this thing out by the weekend. Fingers crossed. Hopefully my package gets here and we'll get the connectors and everything on. Hopefully we'll get 100 mile an hour. So thanks for watching. Big B. We're Ironclad RC.